going on, Jerome's new recurring segment introducing today, this beautiful Friday. Actually, the weather kind of sucks. It's going to rain, and there's like 100 miles an hour winds. But 5 hot fire prediction Friday, es muy caliente. That's right, baby. So diving on in, number one, J. McCarthy wins comeback player of the year. Now, we could go full flamethrower and be like MVP, but I think comeback player of the year is definitely within reach, right? And I know Hutchinson and McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, all that stuff will be in that mix, but J.J. McCarthy hasn't played a snap in the National Football League, going to be the maestro, be the conductor of this symphonic orchestra that will be the Vikings offense. Woo! That's right, man. So 3,400 plus passing yards, 28 plus touchdowns, taking care of the Rock, 105 plus quarterback rating. Vikings win the division. Ooh, spoiler. And getting it done, J.J. McCarthy is your comeback player of the year. And oh, by the way, he fits the definition as opposed to Sam Darnold, who just came back from being ass. Thank you. Remember, they changed things after Flacco beat DeMar Hamlin. They were so pissed. Next up, number two, the Flores defense is numero uno in the National Football League in scoring. Right, so yardage-wise, they give up some yards. That's what happens. But in scoring, it will be locked down. Now, the Vikings scoring defense was 5th in the league last year. They were 13th in Flores' first season in 2023, which was a marked improvement from 28th in 2022 under Donashell. And I think that this Flores defense now, with a coterie of dedicated pass rushers and Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave along that defensive line, Tyron Ingram-Dawkins sprinkled in there as well, Diamond Dallas Turner year 2, Andrew Van Ginkel, second team All-Pro, Jonathan Gennard starting Pro Bowler along with AVG. Woo! Going to bring that heat, going to bring that stank. Oh, but what about the secondary? What about it? We believe in Mekhi Blackman. We believe in Newton McLaughlin. We believe that this pass rush is going to make everyone better. So I think that the Vikings will be number one in points. They'll be number one in sacks. They'll be number one in turnovers. This defense is going to be biblical. It's going to be great, man. Next up, number 3, Vikings win the division. Not too much of a shocker, but even given the Vikings schedule, I think that 12, 13, 14 wins is certainly attainable. Plus, as we pointed out ad nauseum, Bengals, Eagles, Ravens, Commies, all at home. Like, you're really only daunting road games outside of division games. What, Seattle, Dallas, Chargers, which is basically a neutral site game. You'll take that. You absolutely will. So even though on paper, on purpose, the schedule looks tough, they got to play the Vikings, man. Plus, turning those 2 away games, Steelers, Browns, into neutral site games, basically home games for the Vikings who have international marketing rights over there. We'll take that, man. So the Vikings win the division going away. I think that the Packers will have lowered expectations. The Lions will be disappointing. We'll get into that, and the Bears will just be the Bears, right? So the NFC North will be rough and tumble, but I think the Vikings come out on top and will be flirting with the 1 seed as well. Number 4, the Lions miss the playoffs. Baby, I can tell you from a kiss from a rose on the grave. So I think that the Lions take a huge step back. I think they miss Ben Johnson. I think they're really going to miss Aaron Glenn. And even though they are getting healthy, especially that defensive side of the ball, I think they're deficient in several areas. And yeah, they'll be exciting. And Jahmyr Gibbs will be a fantasy football hero. Amon St. Brown will be on his podcast talking about all the receivers drafted ahead of him. Aiden Hutchinson will be fine. Dirty Kirby Joseph probably take out another tight end ACL or 2. But Dan Campbell will have some sound bites. We're just out here. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. But the Lions miss the playoffs. Lions go 7-10, 8-9, just bomb out, and it's going to be biblical, right? So, hey, you have 0 Super Bowls, but at least your ticket prices have gone up every single year for the last 3 years. So you get just as bad of a team, and now your ticket prices are basically double. Congratulations. Good times, man. Also, I think Dan Campbell's fired within the next 3 years. Lastly, number 5. This one's a little bit spicy. Sam Darnold is back as the Vikings quarterback 2 in 2026. So, Darnold, yes, he did sign a 3-year deal with Seattle, but if you look at the actual numbers, it's basically a 1-year deal with 2 years of team options. And I actually think that the hype around Jalen Moreau is legit. I think that eventually he will rise up and he will be the Seahawks quarterback of choice. I think they'll part ways with Sam Darnold, and the Vikings will get a very viable backup. I mean, Darnold will only be 28. I think that his demand wasn't as his market wasn't as robust as you thought that it would be. All right, and I think that Darnold would be fine. I just don't think that he will be up to snuff with that contract or expectations. I think Seattle will move on. I think that he'll come back to Minnesota as a little bit more career rehab, or maybe Darnold would just be like, okay, you know what, I got a decent payday in Seattle. My Peter principle, like my limitation is being a high-end backup in this league with lots of help and really good coaching. I can have that in Minnesota. I will sit behind J.J. McCarthy, who's comeback player of the year. I'll be a good soldier. I'll try and win a couple Super Bowls. And we'll do all that up. Or maybe we'll get paid again in 2027 or something like that. But I think that Darnold, given his familiarity with Minnesota, with Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback room, I think that you're in need of a little bit more career rehab after a one and done with Seattle. And just go from there. But that's it. That's it. Hot five hot fire predictions on this beautiful, glorious Friday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.